The Travelers. The insurance strength and investment expertise 50% of the Fortune 500 have chosen. The Travelers, America's umbrella. And by Cadillac, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
Augusta National. This is Bob Jones' playground. He played in his own tournament 12 times, all of them truly after his competitive days in golf, never finishing higher than 13th. But somehow he envisioned this course and this tournament would become the most revered in golf. Look at the blue skies today, the kind of day you dream about when you think of the Masters. 73, a little crisp feel in the air, clear but breezy, and that will be a factor today. The winds. The leader at the moment, the 85 Masters winner, Bernhard Langer, who birdied the second to move to 7 under. Ray Floyd with a birdie at 5 is at -6. Maggart bogeyed the par 5 second hole, and Lanny Wadkins with a birdie at the 9th has moved to 5 under. Cochran and Beck all pars so far, but here's Wadkins, who finished 3rd in 1990 and 91. Just a moment ago at the 9th, and out in 34 for Lanny. He is within 2 of the lead. Here is page 2 of your leaderboard. Fuzzy Zeller, the 79 champion, and Craig Perry, who led after 54 holes a year ago. John Daly on the front had 2 birdies, 2 bogeys. He's at -3, right where he started, with Brad Faxon and Lee Jansen, who suffered a double bogey at the 3rd hole. McGee at -2, with Phil Mickelson, who birdied 8, 9, and 10. And Jeff Sluman on the back at -2 with Lehman, and Greg Norman at 2 under. With fellow Aussie Steve Elkington, Howard 20 at -2. Now the Norman birdie to get to 2 under, this also just a moment ago at the 10th. This has always been his nemesis, the 10th hole for Norman, but watch. Greg Norman in the hunt in the 3rd round of the Masters. He is 5 off the lead at 2 under, right where he started today. The shot of the day earlier. Sweden's Anders Forsbrand is 3rd over the pond at the 15th. Quite a shot, but Forsbrand shot 75 and is at +4 through 54 holes. Now, for those who missed the cut, Crenshaw, Paul Azinger, David Frost, Tom Kite, the back problems just too much to overcome this week. Nick Price, the real surprise, PGA champion, coming in here on a hot streak, having won the Players' Championship a couple of weeks ago. He shot 81 yesterday. And let's pick up the play at the par 3 6th. Vern Lundquist has the call.
And Jeff Maggart on the tee, playing today at 195 yards. Hole is cut back left.
Get off that hill. Come on, left.
Now, if it kicks left, he'll be in pretty good shape. Down the hill. Now, still a long putt for birdie for Jeff Maggart. Texas A&M grad. And the 2nd round leader had to come out and complete his round this morning. Playing with Dan Forsman, who started the day 1 back. And Dan just suffered a bogey at the 5th to go to 4 under, 2 over par for the day. This par 3 highlighted by a plateaued green and an elevated tee. It's about 30 feet above the green. And the wind today, which is a factor, blowing left to right as you look at the hole.
Go. Get up. Go.
Front left. And we go to the 7th.
Where Ray Floyd, you find in the deepest bunker that fronts the green, 3 of them, at this 360-yard par 4. One of the more difficult short par 4s in the whole of golf.
So Bernhard Langer leads by 1 at the moment over Ray Floyd, a couple of Masters champions at the top of your leaderboard in round 3. And right now, let's meet the gentleman who will be describing the action at the Masters.
I'm Peter Costas at the 485-yard par 4 10th hole, where today's back middle pin placement is very accessible.
I'm Vern Lundquist, and I'll be at the long par 4 11th hole, playing today at 455 yards, the hole cut middle left, which brings the pond into play. I'll also be at the treacherous par 3 12th, 160 yards today, the hole cut in its easiest placement.
I'm Tom Weiskopf, and I'll be at the par 5 13th hole, 465 yards in length. A very demanding and beautiful hole. Great example of risk reward, and today the pin is cut in the most difficult of all positions on this green, the back left.
I'm Bobby Clampett. I'll be covering the 405-yard 14th hole, uphill dogleg to the left. Pin position today, very accessible with the soft greens in the front right.
And I'm Ben Wright. I'll be reporting the play from the 15th hole, a par 5 of 500 yards, which will, as usual, present eagle opportunities, and I'll be reporting the play from the 16th hole, playing at its full length of 170 yards with the pin back right, a most difficult placement.
I'm Gary McCord. I'll be on the 17th hole, an uphill par 4 of 400 yards. The pin placement today is in the back left, the easiest.
And I'm Pat Summerall. I'll be at 18, 405 yards, an uphill par 4. Today, the pin is on the back left on the upper plateau.
Yesterday, play was called at 4:55 with 10 players left on the course. They had to return and continue at 8:15 this morning. Since television has one dimension, we are unable to show how steep some of the slopes are and just how difficult it is to walk. It's going to be a long, hard day, especially for the older players. For the leaders, it's not a day to take too many chances, for you don't win the Masters on Saturday, but you certainly can lose it if you're not careful.
And this is a day where you see Masters experience step forward. Again, Longer and Floyd right there at the top of your leaderboard. Longer with only 2 bogeys in the tournament so far. Back to the play at 7 with Ben Wright.
And Ray Floyd trying to save his par down that slippery slope. He never gave it enough to have a chance, and so Raymond Floyd drops back to the group of now 3 at 5 under par. Lanny Watkins and Russ Cochran, the others back to 6.
And Dan Forsman, who has had a tortured front 5 holes, first 5, he parred the first, birdied the second, the par 5, then had a double bogey on the third, and a bogey at the 5th. This is for birdie for Dan Forsman. Playing his 3rd Masters, first time he has survived the cut. So Dan will lead the 6th, 3 off the pace. Currently held by Bernhard Longer. Jeff Maggart. And we go to the 8th.
Lee Jansen on the 8th hole, a par 5, 535 yards away. You can see these greens are really starting to pick up the speed with this wind blowing. First couple of days were very soft, no wind. Greens are drying out. We got some wind. It's getting tough. Let's go back to 6.
And here's Maggart playing in these first Masters, rounds of 70 and 67. A terrific round yesterday, highlighted by an eagle at the 15th. This is for birdie. About a 1.5 foot left for his par. And we'll go forward to the 7th.
Where we pick up the pairing of Bernhard Longer in your picture now, and Chip Beck. Chip Beck at 4 under par. Longer, your leader, at 7 under par. This hole very narrow and apparently innocuous par 4, but it always plays surprisingly hard. Jeff Maggart made his par at the 6th hole. Now Longer's second shot up to the plateau green, which is extraordinarily shallow. Looking anxiously to the right. Shouldn't have bothered. It's a beautiful shot. Absolutely splendid shot. The pin is placed just 6 yards from the front of this green and only 3 yards from the right-hand side. Wind blowing left to right, over to the 11th.
We're out of the shadows. Greg Norman has a birdie attempt, a long downhill birdie punt. Greg at even par for the day, 2 under for the tournament. And at the 12th, the defending champion Fred Couples, that was his birdie effort. Fred, who's had kind of a nondescript Masters this year, he's at even par. Certainly not out of it with the lead at 7 under. But hasn't been able to really get anything going at all. This, of course, has become an even more famous hole in Masters lore because of what befell Fred Couples here last year when his ball stayed dry off the tee hitting on the front bank. Now Jose Maria Olazabal, who was at even par as well, found the front bunker. Back at 11, Fuzzy Zeller for birdie. 1979 Masters champion. And to 18.
And from the bunker, Ballesteros. That's a fairway bunker.
You really got to get it up high when you get under that lip, and it's really difficult to get the ball all the way back, and he has tore it up and getting up to the right. But it's the best side to miss it on because it's been very difficult to get up and down when you miss the green to the left.
That, in fact, just about pin high. Ballesteros earlier really on a roll.
18th hole today, Pat, is playing downwind.
At 11.
And Fuzzy Zeller trying to save par. He's at 4 under, now 3. Started the day at 2, fell back to 1 under. We go back to the 10th.
And this is Lanny Watkins' attempt to save his par 4 and remain at 5 under par. And this green is giving the players all kinds of fits. That'll be a bogey 5 for Lanny, and he will drop to -4. These greens are drying out in proportion to how exposed they are, and the 10th one is staying slow. Let's go to 7.
And this is one of the quicker greens, as you might imagine, since it's set atop a hill, virtually surrounded by 5 bunkers, 2 behind and 3 in front of the green. Back to the 11th.
Greg Norman has this remaining for par to stay at 2 under. Takes his time as well he should, given the conditions today. Blustery wind conditions, particularly dangerous here at Amen Corner. At 12, Fred Couples. This to save par after that terrific chip shot. And Fred stays at even par as he heads to the 13th tee. To 17.
17th hole, 400 yards. This is Mark O'Meara. This is for a par. Ooh, and you can see the speed like the guy's been talking about. They're getting fast. Mark O'Meara is now going to go to even par if he can negotiate this little one. You see the wind is really billowing in his pants. It's getting windy out here. And let's go to the 15th.
Where Phil Mickelson at 2 under par has a little 70-yard pitch, and whoa, he's hit it at least 100. And it's amazing how many wedge shots are missing this green, and always over the green. That is today. with the wind in the players' faces. And now we go over to the 7th green, 360 yards par 4, and Bernhard Langer's attempt to double his lead to 2 strokes. If he can make this birdie putt, it will try and get away a little to his right. He will look at it from every angle and then take up that extraordinary grip of his with the shaft of the putter on the inside of his left arm and then the right hand holding 2 together. And there's a birdie for 8 under par for Bernhard Langer, the 1985 Masters champion, a man who was 6th at Bay Hill 2 weeks ago, 2nd in the Players' Championship, so comes in here with fine credentials to 12.
Greg Norman. Into the breeze, club selection, tempo, everything. That's a wonderful shot. So Norman safely on. Bernhard Langer now with a 2-shot edge over Russ Cochran and Jeff Maggart. Ray Floyd all alone in 4th.
To everyone worried about the rising cost of quality health care, come in under the caring and experience of one of America's largest managed health care networks. To everyone concerned about ensuring the future or having the security to reflect on the past, come in under assets $50 billion strong. Come in where America's dreams have been protected for 129 years. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
If you're looking for distinction and value in a luxury automobile, the answer is the special edition Cadillac DeVille. Equipped with luxurious options such as Phaeton roof, gold ornamentation, and leather seating areas. At a savings of $1,490 plus a $2,000 bonus direct from Cadillac for a total of $3,490. The special edition Cadillac DeVille, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
Russ Cochran, 2nd last week, playing well. 3rd shot on this par 5, kidney-shaped green wrapped around that hill on the left, pin is back left. Watch this pull, watch this. You can see the speed. We're getting to Augusta speed now. Russ Cochran in -6, needs that, get 1 less, and let's watch Raymond Floyd. And let's go to the 7th hole first.
And Jeff Maggart in a very similar position to that from which Bernhard Langer attacked the hole just a few moments ago. Wind left to right, whistling in gusts and then dropping to almost nothing, making it far more difficult to gauge than if it were an even wind. And a very similar shot to that of Langer. Beautiful shot. 2 absolutely splendid short iron shots. 218.
Ballesteros.
That's a par 18, Pat, and considering yesterday going to the 11th hole, he was 5 over par, and he made the turn today at 2 under, and a shot a round of 71, but he looked like he wasn't going to be here for the weekend.
And he is here, and here indeed. Nobody seems to be out of sight of the lead.
I figure if you're in red, you're in the game.
Over to 13.
This is the birdie putt for Tom Lehman, 5 feet. He is one of only, and good birdie that was, because he is only one of 4 players so far today that has reached this green in 2. So this hole is playing very difficult because it's against the wind all the way to 15.
Scott Simpson pitched over the green, and this is his little chip back down the slope, turning right. Bingo! Scott Simpson gets to 2 under par. And we go back to the 12th.
Fuzzy Zeller for birdie. Bogey at the 11th. He'll have to settle for a par here at the 12th. And he'll mark and give way to Greg Norman. Give you an idea, this is an always treacherous hole, and today 3 birdies And look at the number of double bogeys already, and we're only midway through the third round, 32 in 1993. And those other marks, 21, 22, and 27, were through all 4 rounds of the tournament. We've had 4 double or more today. Needs it. Didn't get it. To the 8th.
Raymond Floyd for a birdie. Oh, look at the speed on that thing. Just slung out of there. 8th hole was the second ranked easiest hole on the golf course for the first 36 holes. Raymond today is even par. Can't get anything going, but he's only 3 shots back in very nice position. Now, Russ Cochran. It's on a nice little roll right now. Low ball hitter. Hits the ball pretty long. Good putter. Solid putter. If you want, we'll watch his golf swing. He has a lot of up and down motion in his golf swing. His head goes up and down constantly in his swing. But he gets the roller going, he can really putt well. This is to get within 1 stroke of Bernhard Langer, who is back down in the fairway. From Paducah, Kentucky, Russ Cochran. Good-looking birdie. Good-looking shirt here to wear at Augusta. Let's go back to 7.
Dan Forsman, who is, as you might expect, having all kinds of problems as he putts for his par. He's a very, very tall man, and he hits the ball extremely high, and these conditions don't favor that kind of a build or a game. 6'4". He's 4 under par, having started 6 under. This is to save par down the slope. You see, that's the second time he's backed off. The wind is absolutely whistling across that plateau from the right of your picture, which is the player's left, as they approach the green. Very difficult to make it when you've backed off as often as this. Well done. Really had to make that. He was starting to slip away to 9.
Russ Cochran on the tee.
Downhill, 435, dog leg left. For one of the few players in the field, wants to take it a little bit of a cut.
And that's exactly what he did. Good shape.
Once it catches that slope, it keeps on rolling. It's a short 435 when it gets cutting down that hill, just like number 10.
Back to 7.
Jeff Maggott for a birdie to get to 7 under and a tie with Russ Cochran for second. No mistake. So after a slightly rocky start, because you don't expect a player to bogey the second, he's back on track to 13.
Second shot, 225 yards, defending champion Fred Couples with a 1-iron. Hold it just slightly off the green. Very difficult from that position to get the ball up and down. And right now in this third round of the Masters, Bernhard Langer stands atop at 8 under, followed closely by Cochran and Maggart.
Cadillac has the answers important to you. Can we all fit in your car?
Is everybody comfortable?
Isn't it nice to enjoy a little peace and quiet?
Ask yourself what is important in a car. Then think of the car with all the answers. The Cadillac DeVille, which also offers a financial answer. A $449 a month lease for 24 months. The Cadillac DeVille, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
To everyone struggling to build a future in this era of challenge, uncertainty, and change, come in under the strength of our $50 billion in assets. To everyone wrestling with the rising costs of doing business, commercial insurance, workers' comp, come in under a program that has helped save American companies over $300 million. Come in where America's spirit is found. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
Let's run down the pairings, the last pairings for you. Elkington and Faxon playing together today. Lee Jansen and Joey Sindelar. Sindelar slipping at the moment. And Cochran, who's one off the lead with Ray Floyd. Bernard Longer, our leader by one, playing with Chip Beck. Jeff Maggart also trailing by a shot. He's with Dan Forsman in the final twosome. And over to the ninth hole.
Actually 18 with Payne Stewart.
This is for birdie. We'll get him in the red figures. It's just about the top edge. Good speed will break about 2.5 inches. No, he took the whole ball outside. That's a giveaway right there. That was very makeable. Not that difficult a putt.
Back at 8.
Bernhard Longer's third shot. Familiar position. The last couple guys been right there. See if Bernie accepts the slope on the back and tries to spin it back. Look at this shot. Oh, that had some serious moonwalk on that thing. Backed it right up the hill. Ooh. Now this is Chip Beck earlier. Boy, if Bernie would have had that spin and gone right in. Boy, that ball came close to going in. Let's go to 13.
Third shot, Fred Couples. Beautifully played. Wonderful golf shot there. About 3 feet below the hole, just where you'd want to leave it. Very important birdie opportunity here for Fred. Forward to 9.
Ray Floyd looking up at this very difficult green. To 11.
Lanny Watkins, who is 4 back. This is for birdie. Well, he's going to be unhappy with that. To the 9th.
Raymond has made his club selection.
It's on the downhill slope. Patty's 150 yards. The hole today, it's 75 feet back, but the first 40 feet of the green, it may be green, but it's never used. Once you get going back, you'll run back a long way down the hill, so you've got to get it on the plateau, or else you're looking at bogey.
Even par today.
It's an ideal shot if you can bring it in a little bit left to right. Use the slope and put the spin on it. Just about like that.
Boy, that's a good shot. 11.
This is John Daly for par. Long with his second shot, misjudged the effect of the wind and had to chip from the back edge. And he falls to 2 under. We go to 12 with Larry Mize, the 1987 champion, was strong to the left. And now has a good 10, 12 feet coming back for his par. Larry is at even par. And we go to the 9th.
Russ Cochran.
About 135 yards up the hill. Now for Russ, going that way. Trying to make it go. Whoa, good shot.
2 good shots. The
We
first
have
by
seen more
Floyd.
good shots at 9.
11. And Lanny Watkins stays 4 back. Twice he's tied for 3rd here, but for all of his accomplishments, never a winner at Augusta. We go to 13.
Earlier, the birdie effort, Freddie Couples. That moves him to 1 under for this championship. Good birdie there from his position over the green and back left. Back to 10.
And this, the birdie effort of Steve Elkington after a superb fairway shot. And the Elk moves to -4 to 8.
Look at this. Everything's going in. Jump back, Jack. Look out. Bernhard Langer on a roll. -9. Greens are getting fast. Wind's blowing. These guys are making birdies. This is some kind of fun. And we can find out a lot about Bernie. He's playing well. He controls his iron shots beautifully. He's a good putter. I think he ranked 2nd in Europe last year. And he's got a lot of patience. 1985 champion. Peter Costas is his instructor, so as the day goes on, we can get some insights from Bernie's game through Peter. And this is Chip Beck. Just watch the speed of these greens now. Starting to get to the point where they might be a little intimidating for the guys. Look at that thing hook. Ooh. I feel like I had a yield sign over there on the right. Chip is going to remain at -4. But the story here on the 8th hole is Bernhard Langer. Another birdie, 2 in a row to get him to -9. 2 shots away from the field right now. Let's go to 13.
This is the 3rd shot, a short pitch. Greg Norman, who drove in the trees to the right, had to lay up to this point. Has about 55 to 60 yards. Pin is protected by a pretty good slope just in front of it, about 10 feet, so there's a big transition. So 2 choices of shots are either low skip up types of shots that can run up the bank, or do we carry it all the way up on top? We'll soon find out. Pretty good shot. It just didn't check up. Right percentage shot to play. Put it by about 8 feet. Very makeable putt for his birdie. Earlier, Fuzzy knocked his 2nd shot into the water, so he's had his problems already on this hole, which the entire field has had. This hole is playing straight into the wind, the left to right crossing wind from the tee shots, which is very difficult for the players to negotiate because it adds so much yardage to this hole. Then when they turn the corner, they have to fight that wind directly in their face, so it probably puts an extra 20 to 30 yards into this hole. Forward to 9, though.
Floyd.
Little left to right here, just on the top edge. This
For birdie.
Kind of Ray Floyd putt. He kind of likes this kind of action here. Yes,
he does.
Center.
Raymond gets back to 6 under. Earlier, Russ Cochran for birdie.
Straight down the hill. Don't get it outside the hole, and look at this. We've seen more birdies today at 9 than I can remember a long time, Pat.
Boy, I would certainly agree.
And closer to the hole, they have put it really stiff. In fact, there were several within about 4 feet.
Back to 8.
Jeff Maggart. This will be his 3rd shot way back. I can only guess he had some trouble with the trees on the left, or maybe the bunker on the right. The players have to drive over if they want to go down the right side. This is a good-looking young player right here. Good golf swing. Calm, cool. Hits the ball very, very straight. See, I told you. Probably our best driver on the tour right now. And let's go to 15.
Jack Nicklaus. He's backed off a couple of times because the wind is gusting in his face. And that's really one of the better pitches we've seen of late. The players have been having all kinds of problems. Apart from Anders Forsbrand, who just knocked it in the hole to 10.
And the tee shot of Russ Cochran. The ideal tee shot. He needs to cut this ball down the left-hand side of the fairway. You can see a cut follow through. If he catches that slope, it'll shorten the hole some 30 or 40 yards. Earlier, when the fairways were much drier, the ball would roll another 10 or 15 yards to 13.
From about 8 to 9 feet, the birdie opportunity for Greg Norman. Most players have read too much break from the right, and they missed this putt to the right. Let's see how good his read is here. Looked like he pushed it. Par, which is really the normal score today on this hole. This is not giving up too much at all today. This has been a very difficult hole for these players. Trying to figure out, what did I do wrong? How can I make this better? Forward to 14 though.
Tom, where Fred Couples has hit a 325-yard drive uphill, slightly downwind, only 100 yards left for a second here. Pin front right. Fresh off a birdie at 13, the defending champ trying to make a move. And a beautiful second shot up on top of the plateau, some 7 feet for birdie. Here's how the 14th hole is played so far this week. 34 birdies, 34 bogeys. A real solid par 4. Back to 12.
Lanny Watkins, who was long and left with his tee shot. And is going to have some length left for his par. Back to the 10th.
And the tee shot of Raymond Floyd. This shot sets up perfectly for Raymond's game. Start it right down that mower cut line, turn it over slightly from right to left, and catch the slope. Thank you very much. And to the 8th.
Dan Forsman. This was earlier. You can see Dan hits the ball very high, probably our highest hitter on the tour. Watch this thing come back. Beautiful golf shot right there. Dan Forsman, 2 over par for the day, -4 for the tournament. Now live. Jeff Maggard, do not discount this guy just because this is rookie appearance here at Augusta. This kid can really play. Hasn't won on the tour yet. Has finished 3rd a couple times. He can really play though. Good looking grip. Thumbs right down the shaft. No flinches. Bad read. That's a rookie. It's difficult to play this golf course. You have got to spill some blood on this golf course before you learn how to play it. It's good to see him playing well. Let's go to 9.
The leader, Langer.
150 yards downwind, hitting a 9-iron. Right under the hole. They've just been rifling this hole today. Playing downwind, driving it a long way, short irons. Pin just about in the middle of the green.
Chip Beck has driven it 25, 30 yards past Langer.
Chip Beck's no more than 130 yards, probably 135 yards.
This hole today, 9, has given up 17 birdies today. 7 yesterday, 9 the first day.
I'll tell you when this is tough is when you play that second shot off that downhill slope with the ball below your feet. Watch this, drop it up there. 9's taking its toll today. It's really giving up a lot of birdies.
Chip Beck at -4. Now 5 behind Langer. Back to 8.
Okay, 8th hole, just a little one here. Greens are a little grainier than we've had in the past. These guys got to pay attention on these little short ones. Watch how crisp the stroke is here. Very nice. And Jeff's just kind of going along. Not too many nerves. Start off in the lead. Let's go to 12.
Where Lanny Watkins misfires. And will fall one further back. That drops him to 3 under. And 6 off the pace, we go to 15.
Jack Nicklaus at 1 over par, putting for a birdie. Just another revolution would have done the trick. Jack started the round at 2 under. We go to the 12th.
And on the tee, this is Howard Twitty. Good shot. See, the wind for the moment now, which comes from behind the trees, is quiet. They go to 14.
Fred Couples for birdie.
So many players have thought that putt breaks right, and it doesn't. Back to 10.
For the second shot from 205 yards, Russ Cochran starting it out toward that right-hand bunker, asking for it to cut, leaning right, meaning he pushed it. And stay, ball, stay. Earlier balls have been sliding all the way down off that slope. And ready to play Raymond Floyd from 190 yards from the left-hand side of the fairway. Good looking swing, good balance. Very difficult to hold your balance on this fairway, but that is not enough club. He comes up short as we go back to 9.
Bernhard Langer has a birdie putt.
Chance to go into double figures. And if you have a birdie putt on this golf course, this is ideal. A little bit uphill, a little slightly right to left. It's an ideal putt. 10, 11 feet.
That's not a mistake. That's the way he putts.
Just hit it too hard. Stayed out on the break, didn't take it. He couldn't give the hole away. It's right on the edge. Played a good front 9, though.
Very solid.
Has that putt for 33, Pat.
Playing with Chip Beck. Bernhard looks perhaps at what went wrong back at 8.
Dan Forsman gets the 5. A perfect spot to putt from, right there, straight uphill. That was earlier. And now let's go back to the 9th.
Chip Beck for his birdie.
He'd like to make this. He's got Bernhard right now is 5 ahead of him. He's got to get a little closer. This does not break as much as you think. Ooh, shoved it. He looked at it as soon as he hit it. So 2 good opportunities for birdie given away there.
Like they'll both make par. Although as the greens dry out, as has been said, nothing's a given.
Well, playing number 9, when you get the wind in your face and you get hanging on that hanging lie with the ball below you to the right, and you're going at that with a 5-iron from downhill, then that hole really plays tough. But today they're hitting it with 9s and 8s, pitching wedges.
Well, they got such a wind behind them. Beck stays at -4.
You don't see them rushing these putts.
No, especially not Langer.
Boy, he locks that in there with that thumb and that arm and that putter, and I mean nothing moves but the club head and shoulders.
To 12. Howard Twitty's bid for bird. And Howard will stay at 2 under. We go back to the 10th.
Where Raymond Floyd is sizing up this putt of about 23 paces. Raymond currently 6 under par. As we take a look at the leaderboard as things stand right at this moment, Bernhard has been playing some superb golf. Not surprising that he's at top of the leaderboard. John Daly at -2. People would expect him to play well here with his length. Greg Norman and Craig Perry still very much in it. This green has not speeded up as much as the other ones. It is sheltered. This putt is slow. The players have not been getting them to the hole. There's what experience will do for you. Raymond is one of the few guys to get the ball to the hole. Gave it a good run. Kenny, don't you think that the experience here is just such an important factor? Knowing how much these greens dry out, which ones stay slow, which ones get quicker?
Well, we've seen so many times, Peter, that during the week the pace will change. Sometimes, like we've had them a little bit slower on Thursday, Friday, and now they're getting faster.
And we're back at 9 with Jeff Maggart.
150 yards, a popular length here at number 9.
On the 10th tee.
Bernhard ready to play his shot. Starts it left. If he didn't curve it too much, that will be perfect. Look at that thing. Pick up speed. His only problem now, he'll have to contend with that huge, famous overhanging tree guarding the left side of the fairway. To 9.
Forsman
from 140 yards. Forsman was starting the day. Forsman was 6. He went to 7, and then he double bogeyed the 3rd hole, kind of going back and forth. Hits the ball high. Not a difficult shot for him. And
a very good shot. That's the last pair of the day, Maggart and Forsman, as they head up to 9. Back at 10.
Raymond, having surveyed this putt from every imaginable angle. Earlier, Jack Nicklaus had this same putt. Hit it too softly, missed it to the right. To remain at -6. Oh. That has been the story here at the 10th hole today. A 3-putt bogey 5 for Raymond Floyd, dropping him back to -5. And earlier, this was Russ Cochran's chip. A superb effort by Russ. Great touch, and now back live. He'll have about 18 inches to negotiate to remain at -8. Safely in, and Russ Cochran leads the 10th hole. In second place as we go forward to 12.
And Steve Elkington, who had a string of 3 birdies in a row at the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Safely on for Steve Elkington, who has gotten into contention at 4 under. Our leader is Bernhard Langer, a 1-shot edge over Russ Cochran, with Jeff Maggart 2 back, followed by Ray Floyd and Dan Forsman.
For everyone working to provide safe haven and a better life for those they love, there is an independent traveler's agent there to help protect what you worked so hard to achieve. For everyone challenged by economic uncertainty, there is a traveler's agent there with a customized plan for your financial future. For everyone in America striving to safeguard a dream, there is a partner. Your independent traveler's agent. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
This Camel system is so adaptive it can travel 50 miles in desert heat without taking fluid, making it one of the world's most dependable animals. This automobile system is so adaptive that if necessary for your safety, it is engineered to travel 50 miles in desert heat without a single drop of coolant, which might also tell you something about its dependability. The Seville STS with a North Star system by Cadillac, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
Bernhard Langer had to finish his second round this morning, had 2 holes to play, parred them both, started the day 1 back. In fact, due to the finish of the 3rd round this morning, 10 players, because of rain late in the afternoon, they had to finish their second round this morning. Our 3rd round got off to a late start as a result, so we will be running past our scheduled 6 p.m. Sign-off time, but we'll stay until the conclusion of the 3rd round. As you look through the leaderboard, Jim Nantz back in the Butler cabin, and I'm joined right now by 2-time Masters champion Seve Ballesteros. fresh off of a 71 today. Seve at -1, 18 players ahead of you. First off, Seve, how about a report on the conditions on the back nine we're about to see?
Well, the back nine is playing a little bit more difficult today than yesterday. You know, it's playing because the wind, and especially the par fives are playing really difficult. Holes like 13, the tee shot is very difficult because the wind is left to right, and it's very difficult to bring the ball around the corner. And 15 is playing very long because it's against the wind, and the pin position on both par fives are very difficult.
That was Bernhard Langer at the 10th. We saw Cochran get up and down from that position a moment ago for par. Now, yesterday you celebrated your 36th birthday, and at one point during the day, it looked like you would not make it to the weekend in the tournament. You were 5 over with 8 holes to play, and you finished even. Some said you come here with the back injury, you're not going to be able to make the cut. How have you done it?
Well, I was 5 over playing after 27 holes, and it didn't look very well. And I, walking down the 10th fairway, told Billy McCarty that I need 5 birdies to make the cut, and he said, no, I think a couple of birdies will do it, because the 10 shots rule. And I make 5 birdies. I play very well, and it was a nice birthday present.
You may have let some opportunities get away from you today on 13 and 15. Had you played the par fives, instead of 1 over, maybe 1 under, you'd be right there on the first page of the leaderboard.
Yeah, I didn't play very well the par fives today, and the reason is because I didn't draft the ball very well. And the key point for me today, that was the short putt I missed on 13. I was about 4 feet, and I just pushed the putt to the right, and I lost my confidence a little bit there, and then I make bogey on 16, on 15 because the wind. You know, this is what happened. I have about 90 yards to the pin for my third shot, and I thought the wind was against me, and when I hit it, just the wind switched around, and I was over the back of the green, and I just couldn't make par.
All right, Seve. Well, the winds are swirling, and he says look out at 13 and 15 today. They're playing longer. And we go out to the 9th. Back to you, Pat.
All right, Jim. Jeff Maggard.
Check this shot. There's some talent right there. He hit a poor second shot from 150 yards, left-hand bunker. Had a perfect lie and just fed it right down for a little tap-in for his par.
And to remain at 7 under.
He's only made 1 bogey, which was the second hole today in the last 27 holes. He was bogey-free yesterday with his 67, which was the best round in the afternoon by far.
Fine par for Maggard. Back to 15.
Freddie Couples had a go for the green. He's only the 4th player today to have a go for the green in 2. Hit a 220-yard 2-iron shot and went over the green, so he's hit it about 235. And now he finds himself with this delicate little chip. But back to the 9th.
Forsman. Birdie for Dan.
Gets back to 6 under after a double bogey at the 3rd, so just as he started.
And back at 15.
Freddie Couples now ready with this delicate shot over the crown of the hill, and then swiftly downhill, side hill to the hole. Breaks to the player's right. Whoa, that really got away from him. This hole, as Seve just pointed out, causing all kinds of problems. Over to the 11th.
And in the middle of the fairway, here is Russ Cochran, 180 yards away. The 11th listed at 455 yards. And as you can tell, I think, an elevated second shot to a green made prominent by that pond to the left. From 180. Right edge of the green, safely on, a long way from the hole. 65, 70 feet. Back to 10.
On the tee of the 10th hole, Dan Forsman. That a 3-wood. He has gone to a 3-wood this year. He sacrificed some 17 yards in driving distance on average this year for accuracy. And oh, there's the effect of the 3-wood. You saw no roll whatsoever. Up at the green, one of the best chippers in the world, Bernhard Langer, leaves it short, has that left for his par 4 to remain at -9. You see him shake his head, meaning he misjudged the speed of the green, and Jeff Maggart back on the tee. Good solid swing, never overextends himself. Asking for it to turn, it does, it catches the slope, and there you see the difference between the 3-wood and the driver, and the left side of the fairway and the right side. 211.
Raymond Floyd. That's from 180 as well. Just about hole high, right side, protecting against that pond. This hole made longer today by playing into that brisk wind, though it swirls here. Raymond at 5 under, Russ Cochran at -8, the leader Bernhard Langer at 9 under, a one-shot edge over Cochran with Jeff Maggart all alone in 3rd.
The all-new Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham is about to reveal why it is exceptional by design. As the most spacious car you can buy, it is designed for your comfort. And with dual airbags and safety belts that combine to help protect all 3 front seat passengers, it is also designed for your safety. Now with a $2,000 bonus direct from Cadillac, the Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
To everyone worried about the rising cost of quality health care, come in under the caring and experience of one of America's largest managed health care networks. To everyone concerned about ensuring the future or having the security to reflect on the past, come in under assets $50 billion strong. Come in where America's dreams have been protected for 129 years. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
Bernhard Langer in pursuit of his 2nd green jacket. He leads by 1 over Russ Cochran, who's only won 1 time on the PGA Tour, the Western Open in the summer of '91, and Jeff Maggart, who's never won on the PGA Tour. Maggart is 2 back. And we pick up the play. Peter Kostis at the 10th.
Bernhard to save his par. Well done. Much maligned for his putting woes, but in reality, in the past 5 years, he's led Europe in putting statistics twice. Chip Beck chipped his 3rd shot to this point. Has this putt now to save his par and remain at -4. Well done by Chip. And he moves forward to the 11th while we'll go to the 17th.
Jack the Bear for a birdie. 3 over par for the day, +1. Yes. Oh. Off to a great start with a 67. Still in fine form. Just caught him a soft edge right there in that right-hand portion of the cup. Let's go to 15.
225-yard shot. 1 iron for Greg Norman into the teeth of the wind. Pushed it a little. Still a great shot. And both he and Fuzzy on the green, both in 2 shots. Fuzzy Zeller hit a 240-yard 3-wood right over the flagstick to the back fringe. Greg Norman, a much more difficult putt down the full slippery slope of this green. Bernhard Langer enjoying a 1-stroke advantage over the left-hander Russ Cochran by 2 over Jeff Maggart, the leader after 2 rounds. And we go to the 11th.
Here's Russ Cochran, who is 1 off the pace, and this the long birdie attempt. That's really well done. We go to 16.
Freddie Couples, there has not been a single birdie. here at the 16th hole, which is measuring 186 yards. It's very full length. And, ooh, that is an unenviable position for Freddie, who made only a par at 15, back to 10.
From 190 yards, ball above his feet, downhill lie, Jeff Maggart. Balance a key to this shot. He maintained his beautifully. And gives Dan Forsman's ball a slight little nudge forward. Dan, however, will have to replace his ball as near as possible to the point where it originally lay. And I think that will be slightly outside of Jeff's ball, so Jeff will get a good read to 14.
John Daly for birdie. And there you can see the fast greens that Gary McCord was talking about. This wind and dry, sunny weather starting to take effect on the greens. Daly 1 over for the day, 2 under for the tournament. Still in it. Back to 11.
Raymond Floyd, and this is for par. Raymond below the hole. So he stays 4 back, and we go back to 16.
Great ovation for the defending champion, Freddie Couples, who's currently sort of strolling along at 1 under par, not really making much of a mark, but isn't that a splendid scene? The beautiful colors on the bank to the left of the 16th and this huge gallery. And going to the 10th right away.
Thank you, Ben. Where we have the rules official explaining to Mr. Forsman where he must play his ball, and while they talk, we'll go to 11.
Where you see Russ Cochran complete his par 4 on the 11th to stay 1 back, and we go to 16.
And let's see all of Freddie's remarkable touch. He's going to need it, Ken Venturi.
From that bunker, you've seen all day, Ben, how it runs away from you. You got to get it up fast and land it soft, and you don't want it skidding on you.
That is so good. You just can't believe it unless you've sat here long enough and seen the efforts of the other people. And yet still, it carries away down to the bottom tier. It was so nearly a great shot. And there are some other scores of players, some who have completed their rounds. Craig Stadler, the 82 champion, at level par alongside Payne Stewart. Jack Nicklaus after 17 holes. And let's go over to the 15th, and Greg Norman coming down this slippery slope. Now, if he 2-putts here, it's a major achievement. You can say he's putting for an eagle. He'd be mighty glad to 2-putt, take his birdie and walk away. And now, away she goes. All in all, that really isn't a bad effort. But these greens are resuming the true speed for which they're famous. To 12.
And thoughts of the previous 2 days must be running rampant through the mind of Russ Cochran as he stands on the tee. He has double bogeyed this hole on Thursday and Friday. He'd have a 3-shot lead right now had he partied both days. Well, that makes amends. That is a wonderful shot. We've had only 3 birdies thus far today, the last by Andrew McGee an hour and a half ago. And Russ Cochran with about 4 feet for a share of the lead. Now, Raymond Floyd, who will bring all of his experience into play. And while we wait, we go to 10.
The birdie effort of Jeff Maggart. Stood up immediately on it, knew he had either mishit it or misjudged it. Marks his ball, and we'll go forward to 12.
Raymond Floyd.
safely on. A little below the hole to the left. And back to 11. This is Bernhard Langer from the center of the fairway. 190 yards out. And he will take the safe route and leave it wide to the right. Leader by 1. Langer just to the right of the 11th hole. Russ Cochran in birdieable range on 12. They are first and second in the third round of the Masters.
To everyone struggling to build a future in this era of challenge, uncertainty, and change, come in under the strength of our $50 billion in assets. To everyone wrestling with the rising costs of doing business, commercial insurance, workers' comp, come in under a program that has helped save American companies over $300 million. Come in where America's spirit is found. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
You may never win the Masters, be voted PGA Tour Player of the Year, or win the Varden Trophy 2 years in a row like Fred Couples has done. But you can drive like him. The Cadillac Seville STS with the North Star system. With 32 valves and 295 horses, it handles and performs like, well, like something driven by Fred Couples.
Well, we've mentioned that 10 players had to clean up their second round this morning. That's where Jack Nicklaus's hopes disappeared in the morning dew. Jack had 5 holes to finish, finished them +2 for the morning, -2 through 2 rounds, and he's continued to slide. He's +1 now with a couple of holes to play, actually just a hole to play. The cut came at +3, 61 made it, including Nick Faldo, one of 16 foreign players, the 2-time champion at Augusta. Nick Faldo made the cut at +3 and then played this morning in the winds and shot 79, so he's not a factor this year, that is. Out to the 15th.
Greg Norman for birdie up the slope, straight putt. Solidly in, and Greg Norman gets to 2 under par. He just bogeyed the 14th to go back to 1 under. And some kind of relief, he'd made something happen finally. To 12.
Raymond Floyd. This will be a birdie attempt for Raymond. He is 4 back. Thus far today, 2 birdies and 2 bogeys. Foot and a half left for his par 3. And we go to 16.
Greg Norman has been searching for the wind direction as it swirls around down here in the bottom of the golf course.
Good.
Right over it? No, no, no. That wasn't really that good.
What do you want me to do? Knock it down.
To the 12th.
And a share of the lead, Russ Cochran. He's 1 back. No bogeys today, 3 birdies at 7, 8, and 9. Those kinds of opportunities are not going to come very often on this hole. And here's the leader, Bernhard Langer, with his chip shot from the right.
My gracious! Anybody thinking of Larry Mize? Well, Peter Costas, who knows him well, was talking about how well Bernhard Langer chips the ball. And bingo.
And that, of course, is a dagger in the heart of Russ Cochran, who was aware of the reaction as he looked back, having parred the 12th hole.
Bernhardt does not get enough credit for that part of his game. He is to the European Tour what Raymond Floyd is to our tour.
Well, what an example, Peter. That was terrific. And here's another look at it. Kenny, how about this shot?
It went in, Vern, but watch the speed that it went in. That ball would have been about 6-8 feet past, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that flagstick didn't hurt it. And Longer now at 10 under. Bernhardt, who won here in 1985, that a year made even more memorable by the collapse of Curtis Strange in the back nine. And we go to 15.
Standing back in the fairway, contemplating this decision that must be made because he has a wood in his hand. At 230 yards stands Lee Jansen. Now, these are the things that are probably going through his mind. I'm 230 uphill against this wind. Is it worth the risk when I have to hit it that long, hit it right to left, avoid water in front and to the right and a big swell to the left? It might be safer to play out to the right, which I believe he's going to do. Take my chances from there, pitching. I think that's a wise choice. This hole is playing so difficult today, when in most cases, you feel like if you don't make a 4, or at least have a chance for 4, you've given so much back to the field. Forward to 16.
Fuzzy Zeller had the ball on the top tier at one stage with his tee shot, but it too pulled right away down into the valley to 13.
From the tee, Russ Cochran. Dog leg to the left, wind blowing hard left across this fairway. It's in the fairway, but well back. No chance of reaching the green. Very difficult shot to cut off some yardage when you have to go left or right against a wind, especially being lefty on this hole.
Well, I mean, it's touch and go, but that's the play. You just rip it.
Oh, and what a marvelous shot he played into 12, and to miss that opportunity to 16.
That's Fuzzy Zeller coming up short from the valley on the left-hand side of this green, so he will at best remain 3 under par. We'll go back to the 13th.
Now on the tee, Raymond Floyd. Raymond will try to start this ball wide. If he turns it, fine. If not, he can still comfortably make 4 with his short game. It's got to go to the right with that little chuckle. Yeah. The players are just so afraid. It's one of the most difficult shots in golf when the wind is blowing across your left shoulder in India, to turn that ball over correctly without not having it hook too much or slice too much. To 16.
Now Greg Norman, who's coming straight up the slope. Ball will die to his right as he gets onto the top tier. He's 2 under par. Birdie opportunity, obviously. Didn't come. Just stayed out there. To 12.
Bernhard Longer on the tee. Too strong. And again, the indecision caused by the fluctuations in the wind. May have seen the flag that all of a sudden this hole playing downwind. It swirls around. Longer, who won here in 1985, has had a couple of top 10 finishes since then. Now here's Chip Beck. Not much happening for him today. No birdies, 1 bogey. Just a little to the left of where Raymond Floyd had been. Now in the middle of the fairway, Jeff Maggart from 180 yards, his second shot on the 11th. Well done. That's a good shot. Maggart just below the hole to the right, and we go to 17.
This was earlier. Freddie Couples from 115 yards away. You can see how high that ball took off. The spin in the back left, the easiest position on this hole. Good looking shot. Right, let's go back to 11.
Dan Forsman. This from 175 yards out. Oh, that's really terrific. Below the hole, maybe 12, 15 feet for Dan Forsman. And we go to the 18th.
And Jack Nicklaus pacing. Facing a long par putt, 16.
Par putt for Greg Norman. No problems. Remains 2 under, rather frustrated. Back to the 18th.
Nicklaus, who drove way left, hit his iron left of the green, and then kind of stubbed the chip, and now needs just the par to finish 1 over for the tournament. Hit it. So he'll settle for bogey and finish at 2 over for the 54 holes.
He had such an auspicious start at 67 in the opening round. 17.
Freddie Couples to get back under par, just outside the hole on the left-hand side. Most of the players been missing it to the right. Got to play it from there just about a dime outside the left edge, and you just center cut it. We've seen very few balls go in from that position. Freddie remains even par, the defending champion. Let's go back to the 11th.
And Jeff Maggart, this for birdie. Maggart currently alone in third, 3 back. Yeah, not nearly enough speed. You won't look back fondly on that putt. Jeff, who qualified here with that outstanding showing last summer in the PGA. And he finished in the top 8 there along with Russ Cochran. Here's Chip Beck, his birdie attempt. Well. First birdie of the day for Chip Beck, and only the 4th of the day at the 12th hole. And we go to 14.
Steve Elkington's second shot, 134 yards. Elk at 4 under par for the tournament. And a beautiful second shot here, feeding down the slope. 4 feet left for birdie for Steve Elkington to move to 5 under par. Back to 12.
This is at the 11th, and Dan Forsman gets the birdie at the 11th, and that puts him at 7 under. And 1 under for today's round. He's just been hanging around the lead. Had problems on the front, but came back. We go to 15.
Look at this delicate touch of John Daly. He may be the big boomer, but he's got a feather-like touch around the greens, and that was a beautiful birdie for John Daly. Takes him to 3 under par as we go back to the 12th.
Bernhard Longer. Second shot. Leads by 2. And a 4-footer left for his par. It'll take a while with that one. Peter Costas, I know you thought Bernhard Longer would play well this week. Any reason why that was in your mind?
Well, Vern, he's played well the last 2 events here in the States. His short game right now is superb, and I think that really helps you here as well.
Here's Maggart to save par.
Ah, good putt. So Jeff Maggart maintains his spot 3 back. And back at the 12th, here is Longer. This will be a test of that putting skill. This pivotal little par 3, playing today 160 yards. And now the test for the leader. And he holds on to his current edge of 2 shots as he heads to 13. We go to 14.
Steve Elkington for birdie. And again, another player misreads that putt. Looks like it'll break left. It doesn't. Another missed opportunity for the 91 TPC champion. Stays at 4 under. Back to 12.
Dan Forsman on the tee. The decision-making process in terms of club and tempo is as much a part of the procedure here as the actual shot. Dan looks up at the trees.
All right.
Right to left shelf and should
yes,
be, all right?
that's plenty. That's the club.
53 hole?
Yep.
And having made the selection and the decision, now the execution.
Fight. Fight. Fight.
It did. Thus far in the tournament, 24 birdies, 133 pars, among the others an 8 by Richie Zokol here yesterday, 2 quadruple bogeys, one of them by Nick Faldo. The second most difficult hole in the first 2 rounds, and I'm sure won't lose that status today. Here's Jeff Maggart.
Settle down.
It did not. That's even stronger than the tee shot of Bernhard Longer. To 13.
From the tee at 13, Bernhard Langer. The thing that makes this tee shot so difficult today is the left to right wind, because the players know they still have to turn the ball over to keep it in the fairway, because if they turn it too much, they're in the water to the left. If it gets away from them, which we saw earlier from Raymond Floyd, they put themselves out of play up in the trees to the right. Now Raymond has really had some problems on this hole because of that. One of the most difficult shots today to play. Russ Cochran earlier, his 3rd shot from about 90 yards. Catches the slope, and the spin takes it well back away from the hole, some 35 feet. So in this, the 3rd round of the 1993 Masters, atop the leaderboard stands Bernhard Langer, 10 under par.
Cadillac has the answers important to you.
It's really slippery. Can you stop in time?
Don't you feel safer having it? Isn't it hard to pull out with all this traffic?
When you ask yourself what is important in a car, think of the questions you ask every day. Then think of the car with all the answers, the Cadillac DeVille, which also offers a financial answer, a $2,000 bonus direct from Cadillac. The Cadillac DeVille, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
For everyone working to provide safe haven and a better life for those they love, there is an independent traveler's agent, there to help protect what you worked so hard to achieve. For everyone challenged by economic uncertainty, there is a traveler's agent there with a customized plan for your financial future. For everyone in America striving to safeguard a dream, there is a partner. Your independent traveler's agent. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
The Shark treading water at this moment. Even par for the day, -2 for the tournament, 8 shots back. This putt just outside the right edge. Uneventful day for Mr. Norman. Most difficult part of this day is trying to keep that white hat on in this particular wind. And now let's go back to Vern Lundquist and see how far he's up there with the sheep, isn't he?
Well, Gary, if you're a member of the Maggart family, this is not a pleasant moment. Yeah, that's Billy Goat Hill. Jeff is talking with one of the rules officials and has to be very careful now. That he doesn't accidentally step on the ball, and I'm not even sure that he's found it yet. Yes, he has. Back to 13.
This is the par putt for Raymond Floyd from some 35 feet. Up over the top of the ridge. And still that remains for bogey. He left his second shot, which was in the trees to the right, in the woods, and then had to play out and left himself some 130 yards for his fourth into this green. So this hole has been nothing but extremely difficult. And talk about difficulty, let's go to 12.
Well, Jeff Maggart did move it forward, but not terribly far, and his problems have not ended. He's in the bunker, however, and he still got to take that bunker shots with thoughts of Ray's Creek down in the front. And twice yesterday, just as an example, we saw shots go from that back bunker into the creek. Nick Faldo and Ben Crenshaw both put it in there. Again, this is really a good example of how difficult and treacherous this hole can be.
Well, with the pin there, they got to be wise to be long, but there's such a swirling wind, Vern.
To 13.
Russ Cochran, this for birdie, about 25 feet. Little break to his right. That still remains for par. Back to 12.
Careful. Stayed up. But Jeff Maggart is looking at 5 right in the face right now. Lies 3. Long putt for bogey remains. We've had a few doubles here today. 32 thus far. That's double bogeys plus. And we've got another day tomorrow. Now, Dan Forsman. While we wait, we go to 13.
In the fairway, laying up from 240 yards to the pin, but trying to pick a spot where he can play his wedge from. Bernard Longer, probably a 4 or 5 iron layup out to the right. Oh, very close to that stream on the left. Back to 12.
Dan Forsman runs it by, has 3 feet coming back for his par. He'll mark and give way to Jeff Maggart. Jeff, an All-American golfer at Texas A&M, now lives in the Houston area at the Woodlands.
This putt remains for par. Russ Cochran, 3 feet. Slight break to his right again. These are no gimmies by any means. You just watched Raymond earlier miss one from a little bit longer for double bogey. So this twosome had a total score of, unfortunately, 13. Back to 12.
Maggart for bogey.
He's not in yet. To 15.
Steve Elkington. Little pitch from the best part of 100 yards. Whoa. This is really, that pitch is causing all kinds of problems. Back to the 12.
Maggart for 5. Well, again, you see the effect of the wind, the decision of the club. Jeff up on that hill. Now Dan Forsman for his par. My. Longer's lead over Cochran is 3, and over Forsman 4, and over Maggart 5. We go to 18.
The defending champion, Fred Couples.
Couples really hasn't made anything happen. He's even par. Started the day at 2 under, just couldn't get it going.
Not many people have made much happen today. The exception, Longer.
You've seen a lot happen on the back 9 today with this swirling wind.
Really?
Back 9 has taken its toll. This is downhill, just a little bit right to left. Stay up.
A little too much right to left.
I wouldn't call that his best effort. He's left himself almost 3 feet for there. That kind of day.
To 13.
Taking an enormous amount of time to decide what he wants to do. Bernard Langer, his 3rd shot. To give himself an opportunity, he's got to get the ball up on the ledge where the pin is located. Not with that spin. Further away it continues. Now he's 30 feet. At one time he was 8 feet. Forward 18.
Couples made his par, shoots 74, 216 even for the tournament. Olazabal playing with him just ran in about a 35-footer for birdie from below the hole.
He still can smile, though, Pat.
Yes, he can. 13.
Now a good look from behind the tee. Jeff Maggart still needs to turn this ball right to left to avoid losing it to the right behind those trees where Raymond Floyd experienced his troubles, but that stream on the left very much in his mind. Yeah. He's pretty much automatic down the pipeline. Good drive there. Okay, Bernard Langer, as you see, 10 under. At this point, Russ Cochran, 3 behind. Forsman, 4. Maggart, Beck, 5. Lanny, Elkington at 4, still very much in the picture. Forward 18, Ken.
Greg Norman from 145 yards. Absolutely perfect drive. The hole today playing downwind, playing much shorter, as 9 did. Pin way back. 85 feet from the front of the green.
Fine shot by Norman.
He can put some action on it.
Back down the slope, above the hole. 15.
Steve Elkington for his birdie. He's at 4 under par alongside Lanny Watkins at that figure. That's not going to get there. See it go absolutely sideways, almost turning around and going back to whence it came. 14.
And a look back from the green into the fairway. Russ Cochran about to play his second shot from 162 yards. Russ will want to get this ball up as high as he possibly can. He's noted as one of the lower ball hitters, but a very good shot here at 14 below the hole, in position to make birdie and make up for that mistake at 13. Speaking of 13, let's go back there.
Again, Langer has taken an enormous amount of time looking at this 35-footer from every angle you can possibly think of, and he's still confused, I think. As we've watched today, most players have either putted very short to this pin or very far past. To 14, though.
Raymond Floyd from 155 yards. Trying to start the ball left to the hole, cut it back, work it down the slope. And pass the hole to 13.
Birdie opportunity. And as we've seen so many times today, I think it has to do with the slope, the sunlight, the shadows that the hole is located in, the pressure. But no one has even come close to making that putt. 17, Gary.
And none other than John Daly from 120 yards away. He's not going to like that from that short a distance. 17th hole, playing dead downwind, pin back left, and let's go to the 13th.
The fourth shot from Chip Beck. He's chosen to use a putter up this hill, then downhill toward the hole. Didn't go down the hill. That's the confusing thing, and the great thing about Augusta is the options that you're always presented with around the greens. Choices of either putting, chip and runs, pitches, lofted types of shots, and then the next time he has that shot again, he might say, well, I didn't do well that time, maybe I'll chip this ball. Anytime you give the players options, you create confusion, illusions.
Tommy, the beauty of the back nine is that you've got multiple choices, and that's what golf is really about. When you think about going to Europe and playing, they give you multiple choices. You can knock it in low, spin it back, like the hole you have there today with a pin in the back. You have 3 shots that you can literally play.
That's right, Ken. We haven't seen too many good ones either. To 18.
Greg Norman. It's for birdie. He's had 2 bogeys and 2 birdies today. Started today at 2 under, has not made anything happen. Just went right along. Never did get it to 3 under. Until now.
What a great putt.
He needed that to stay within a, touching distance of Longer, because Longer now is going to start watching the scoreboard. He only has about 2 players within striking distance now. So I was not surprised to see him lay up at 13, because you're just not going to make a monumental mistake. He's just going to have to play smart.
Let's go there.
Chip back 11 feet 11 inches. This putt for par? Not to be. How can a little hole like this at 465 be so difficult? But it's conditions, it's pressure, it's options, choices, obviously mistakes. Very deflating to make a bogey on this hole, regardless of the conditions. Very deflating. Now, yes, Ken.
How many times have you seen, you said that the 13th hole is 465. How many times have you seen a par 4 that is 20 yards longer than a par 5?
Raymond Floyd's birdie putt coming up short at the 14th. Raymond, who at one point got to 6 under par today, now back at 3 after the double bogey at 13. And we'll go back there to 13.
Earlier, Raymond Floyd had this identical length putt from the same position, 5 feet. This remains for Bernard Langer for par. Raymond missed it left. And as Raymond, a bogey 6 and brings more players back to him to 14.
Russ Cochran now for birdie. Oh, what a good putt and a good read. A lot of converging slopes on that putt, but not to be. Par for Cochran leaves him at 7 under. He doesn't know it, but he's only 2 back now, coming to the par 5 15th. Back to 13.
As we look back from behind the green on this beautiful golf hole, what a tremendous example of risk-reward decision-making. Stands Jeff Maggart. Above the green, some 85 yards to the pin. He needs to hit the ball at least 78 yards to hit it up on the flat part, the plateau, where the pin is located. It's a pretty abrupt slope that protects that pin. His choice is, do I throw it way up high or drive the ball low and let it skip up the contour? When you throw the ball up in the air with a lot of spin, and if it isn't the right distance and it hits that slope and that contour, it accentuates the spin and just pulls it right back 3 times further away from the hole than when it actually started, when it hit the surface. I really feel the proper play. It's easy for me to say, but is the low shot without spin that is continually running forward. Let's see what Dan Forsman plays. There's that low shot, skipping up, but he didn't quite carry it far enough. Back he comes.
Tommy, they guard so much about the swell over the green because that's why they're coming up short. But once it's high, as you said, it will not stay on that plateau.
Langer with a driver at 14. Today playing downwind. And you hear from the applause. Down the middle. Slope will take a little to the right. He'll have some 140 yards or so left for his second shot.
Well, it's Bernhard Langer. Bernhard Langer leads by 2 over Russ Cochran. Dan Forsman is 3 back. Langer, who won here in '85. He turned pro at the age of 15 back in 1972.
To everyone worried about the rising cost of quality health care, come in under the caring and experience of one of America's largest managed health care networks. To everyone concerned about ensuring the future or having the security to reflect on the past, come in under assets $50 billion strong. Come in where America's dreams have been protected for 129 years. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
The Mercedes-Benz 300E claims to go from 0 to 60 in 8 seconds. The Lexus LS 400 says 0 to 60 is a mere 7.9 seconds. And the BMW 535i publishes a top speed of over 140 miles per hour. But based on those numbers, the Seville STS with the North Star system blows them all away. The Seville STS by Cadillac.
Well, Langer already reached 10 under par before the bogey at 13. He had never reached that figure at the Masters, even with his victory back in 1985. And Lanny Watkins, not to be forgotten. He's playing the 18th and lurking. We have to pay a special tribute to our man Herman Lang, manning the 18th. For Herman, he's been here for every Masters telecast in history. This is his 38th Masters. And Herman, it's a privilege to be with you. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Nance back in the Butler cabin. Greg Norman will be joining us shortly. He birdied the 18th today to finish 3 under and is still right in the thick of this tournament as we move toward the end of the 3rd round. Bernhard Langer is our leader by 2 over Russ Cochran. I want to remind everyone that we will be staying on past 6 o'clock because the completion of the 2nd round took place this morning. Heavy rains on Friday left 10 players on the golf course. They finished their round this morning, delaying the start of the 3rd round by a little bit. So we're going to run over past 6, but we're going to stay right here with the golf until the conclusion of 54 holes. Right now, we take you out to the play at the 13th and rejoin Tom Weiskopf.
Thank you, Jim. Let's put this hole in perspective. This is an average of 5 that the players have played this hole in today. Only 14 birdies on this hole. So par is a very meaningful score. Dan Forsman has left himself some 20 feet birdie opportunity. Earlier from 50 feet, Jeff Maggart, as so many have today, left his putt at least 10 feet short. But now Dan Forsman to pick up a stroke to go to 7 under. Good putt. Good putt. Nothing lost. Forward to 14.
Where Bernie, as his wife Vicky refers to him, set to hit his 2nd shot from 140 yards. Again, taking the ball a little left of the flag, trying to make it cut, and a good play for Bernhard. Took the front slope out of play, played it behind the hole. He'll have an uphill 15-footer for birdie. A very smart play. Back to 13.
Par effort for Jeff Maggart from 10 feet. And as we've said, most players have missed this to the left. This putt for par. And again, as so many. Disbelief, but to 14.
Chip Beck, huge drive, 125 yards, 2nd shot. Asking for the wind to drift it right. Maybe the slope can. Yes. Look out. Inside of 3 feet for Chip Beck, who could go to 5 under par, up to 18.
Lanny Watkins from 180 yards. And it's not all bad. As good as well as he can chip. Lanny, who started 3 under, is now 4 and has moved himself into 4th place, Pat.
Now John Daly.
175. One of Daly's shorter drives.
That's a fine shot by Daly.
Big improvement since yesterday.
Over to 15.
Ray Floyd with the 3. Metal from 240 yards out into the wind, slightly drifting, but that is rapturously acclaimed, because very few players have been able to go for the green. In fact, Floyd is only the 7th player to go for it in 2, and now to the 16th. Right into the hole, and that was for a par by Brad Faxon, who missed the green so badly to the right that he had to pitch back over the right-hand bunker. What a save. To 14.
Dan Forsman, probably a 3-wood here for Dan. See the big trees down the left. He'll want to turn it right to left. He's got to start it down the right side. Is it going to turn? Going for it to sit, and sit it did, up to 15.
Russ Cochran, his 3rd shot from 105 that was, and he won't be at all happy with it. He's going to have some 25 yards back to the flag to 14.
Jeff Maggart now with a driver. Appeared to catch it maybe a little in the heel, but the sweet swinging and soft-spoken Maggart. Not too bad, just in the right rough. And meanwhile, up at the green, Langer's been surveying this thing from all over. Not that this is an easy putt, but it's probably the easiest putt with this flag placement. Uphill, little right to left break. We've seen a few players today make this. Maybe. Yes. Langer makes up for the 3-putt at 13 and gets back another one to 10 under and a 3-shot lead. And he's been playing some great golf. Second at the Tournament Players Championship just 2 weeks ago. He's only played 2 events on the PGA Tour this year, and he's already 10th on the money list with over $300,000 in earnings. $150,000 per event's a pretty good average. Check back after a sensational second shot. 2.5, 3 feet for birdie. Should be pretty straight. Yes, and Beck gets back another one to 5 under par. And the winner of this week's par 3, trying to get back in the hunt. Up ahead to 18.
Daly for birdie.
He started walking. He knew he hit a little too hard. A little easier, that ball breaks right into the hole. He doesn't wait much time. He just doesn't mark it. He steps up, puts it in.
1 over, 73 today. Back at 16.
Joey Sindelar at the 186-yard par 3. Yet to yield a birdie. And once again, the same sad story as it. The golf ball pulls away off the back tier. Bernhard Langer with a 3-stroke advantage coming to the 15th hole over his nearest rivals.
Cadillac has the answers important to you.
We can pass that truck, can't we?
Will we have to stop for gas?
I hardly felt the last bump, did you?
When you ask yourself what is important in a car, think of the questions you ask every day. Then think of the car with the answers important to you. The Cadillac DeVille, which also offers a financial answer. A $2,000 bonus direct from Cadillac. The Cadillac DeVille, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
To everyone struggling to build a future in this era of challenge, uncertainty, and change, come in under the strength of our $50 billion in assets. To everyone wrestling with the rising costs of doing business, commercial insurance, workers' comp, come in under a program that has helped save American companies over $300 million. Come in where America's spirit is found. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
Lanny Watkins. This was earlier from just off the fringe.
If he was going to settle for par, he would have putted that, but he really felt that he could make that. You could look at it, just dead in short, and he was taking dead aim on that. Watch out for him tomorrow. Don't sell him short.
And right now, let's send you back to the studio and Jim Nance.
Thank you, Pat. Another man to look out for tomorrow is Greg Norman. He shot 71 today. You described it as a flat round, but still you have only 7 players in front of you. Not out of it.
No, not at all, Jim. I'd like to shoot a 64 tomorrow. If Bernard's going the way he's going, I think I'm going to have to do something like that. But, you know, nothing came out of my round today. It was just, you know, I didn't putt very well, didn't make any putts until 18, and obviously 10.
But you say 64 because you know, you told me, you're playing well right now. You're just on the brink of a really low number.
I am, Jim. I can feel it. I mean, I said to myself walking around out there to just be patient because I know things are going to break loose here sooner or later. I hit a lot of greens today, hit a lot of good shots, so it's just a matter of being patient.
Let's go out to 17, then we're going to take a look at some of your highlights today. Gary?
Where we find the elk from 145 yards away. You can see that wind is really gusting out here at 17, and that ball has just gone over the edge, down the hill. Pretty easy chip shot from there. 400 yards, it's blowing dead downwind. There's Brad Faxon. They're going to take a look at it because they know Steve's ball is over the green. Now they're going to try to refigure this. Okay, Faxy's got it right. It should be just a nice little 9-iron, but let's go to 15 first.
This is Russ Cochran for a bogey. He flubbed his chip and now faces double bogey, and so he drops to 5 under par, and suddenly Bernhard Langer's lead is 4 over his nearest rival, who is now Dan Forsman. And Raymond Floyd, who chipped from the right-hand fringe of this green down this slippery slope to this point. It was a marvelous chip. After 3 great shots, a really disappointing par for Raymond Floyd, who stays at 3 under when he'd had the courage to go for the big carry across the pond. And let's have a look at Russ Cochran's chip. Caught in 2 minds whether to run the ball or try and hit a cut up, and didn't do either really, to 14.
We're a struggling Jeff Maggart, down where Freddie Couples took 4 to get down last year in the tournament, trying to get this up and in for par. That's a huge embankment to carry, and he's hit a great chip shot. Had quite a bit of action to stop the ball that close to the hole. It's a great touch. Maggart's lost 3 shots in the last 2 holes. But that was a beauty. Wind really starting to gust here at 14. Dan Forsman hit a beautiful second shot from 177 yards with a 7-iron, and has this for birdie. About a 7-foot uphill right to left breaker. Forsman, who's really been playing well the last year. Last year won the Buick Open. Had 8 top 10 finishes last year, and in 29 events only missed 1 cut, up to 15.
Bernhard Langer has no choice at all. He's 265 yards out. He has to lay up. Now, does he lay back? Well, he lays back, and that's about 105 yards. And we have seen some terrible results of the 3rd shots today. It's no guarantee of a par. Let's go to the 14th.
Where Dan Forsman's trying to get to within 3 of leader Langer. Stay up, yes. In the left side, but nevertheless down in for birdie 3. Forsman to 7 under par. And there you can see Forsman now within 3 of leader Bernhard Langer. And we'll go down to Jim Nance.
Greg, when you hear the name Bernhard Langer, what do you think of?
Meticulous, dedicated, a guy who's so methodical in his game, Jim, that you don't think he's going to crack or fall to pieces or do something like that. He's one of those guys where people should really watch. I know he's very slow, but you know, he's picked up his pace of play, which is great to see. But he's good for young individuals to watch play. Never gives up.
Here's Maggart. Bobby for par.
And he does save par. Great up and down there for Maggart. That helps stop the bleeding. Up to 16.
Raymond Floyd after that. Anticlimactic par, really. Can he get it to the back tier? Well, it's Not a bad shot at all. It's one of the better ones that we've seen, actually. And still the 16th hole defies any attempt to birdie it. Russ Cochran, after that double bogey, 7, really must hold himself together now. He's back at 5 under par alongside Chip Beck at that figure. The wind is really swirling. And gusty, doesn't like it. And you can see why. Here you see how this hole is played, and it's a pretty mean total. 24 birdies, almost double as many bogeys, and 4 of the dreaded others. And I'm sure today's figures will really make it much more difficult. To Jim Nance.
All right, thank you, Ben. In case you missed it, the shot of the day, Bernhard Langer at the 11th hole. Greg, we have a piece of tape we want to show you. And take a look at this and tell us if it looks familiar at all.
11th green, Larry buys. Heck of a shot. I bet it goes in.
You got it.
I think Larry did a few more jumps than one Bernhard just did.
His putting has been outstanding, too, which we all know has been something that comes and goes, and Bernhard had to deal with a couple of bouts of the yips through his career, but it looks like he's been able to combat it for now 4 years using this one method.
Well, I think he's a great putter. Every time I've played with him, he's made putts all day long. He's never been an inconsistent putter. He's been a very consistent putter, that method. And, you know, again, it's Bernhard's mentality to find something that works for him, and he sticks with it.
He's certainly been making them this week. Now, one you'll want to see. Back to the 10th hole when you're around today. This has always been your nemesis, the 10th hole, but not today.
Well, I kind of like got a good break here, Jim. I hit it in the right gallery there, and this putt just fed us all the way down in there, and boom, it fell in like a putt. And that's really helps. I mean, I hadn't made anything all day long. I missed it from a couple of feet on the par 3, and, you know, and I gave the guy the ball, and I hit him right in the groin, actually. I wasn't going to rub him, fix him up, but I gave him the ball.
That hole owes you a few, though, doesn't it? Through
I'll
the
get
years.
payback sometime.
Yeah. You birdied the 15th hole, 2-putt birdie at 15, and at 18 you finished the day in style with another birdie.
Well, I just knew I wanted to get to 3. I needed to keep my game, you know, going, and I had hit so many good shots coming down the end of the day, and never capitalized on it. And 18, when you birdie 18, it leaves a sweet taste in your mouth.
And here's the putt that got you to 3 under, Greg.
It's kind of a fool of putt. It looks like it wants to go left, but right here it straightens up and just goes into the heart of the hole.
Your attitude, even back at Doral, you're talking about this 7-year plan that you have now. Was it hard dealing with the pressure this week? I'll get back to you to that in just a minute. First out to 15.
This is Bernhard Langer's shot, his 3rd from 95 yards, drawing back some 3.5 feet from the hole. Wonderfully well played to 18T.
Steve Elkington.
Elkington trying to play it left to right, teeing off the right-hand side of the tee, and come over the top of that. But
that's not that bad.
It will be in a minute. That's where they've been walking.
16.
And that's the first putt of Russ Cochran from so far away from the hole that any 2-putt would be a bonus. Now Chip Beck from 70 yards at the 15th, his 3rd shot. And another very good shot, but look at that spin. It's caused it to go right back to the fringe of the green, to the 17th.
Lee Jansen, 150 yards away. 4 over par for the day. Level par for the tournament. Probably a high lofted 9-iron, maybe an 8. And he hit it exactly where Steve Elkington did. You see he's all excited about it. And Elk made a par from there. He elected to putt the ball up. Let's see if Lee makes the same decision. Good young player. Won earlier this year in Phoenix. And let's go now to Joey Sindelar. also having a bad day, both of these guys. 140 yards away, just a nice 9-iron for Joey. That's the exact same thing Brad Faxon did after Elk hit his ball over the green. And now Sindelar did the same thing after Jansen hit his over. It's a mind game out here. Drive us all nuts. Let's go to 16.
And the birdie putt of Raymond Floyd. No one has been able to get it anywhere near the hole up that slope from the right-hand side of this green. Raymond wants to finish, get out of here and remain 3 under par, but Russ Cochran has still got a sizable par putt. Well, that was rather casual by Raymond's standards. I think he's a little bit disgusted with that par at the 15th. And, of course, the fact that they had to be out here, the older gentlemen, very early this morning for the 8:15 start and this resumption of their second rounds, it tells on you in these gusty, unpleasant winds. Now Russ Cochran for his par. And now Bernhard Langer for his birdie. Oh, the dreaded horseshoe strikes again. That's one of the very few mistakes that Bernhard Langer has allowed himself, and the golf ball suffers. And that's only a par for Bernhard Langer, which is like making a bogey. And of course he bogeyed 13 to the other par 5. Chip Beck safely in for his par. Remains alone in 3rd place at 5 under par. And now Russ Cochran for par at the 16th. Double bogey at 15 and 16, and Russ Cochran drops to 4 under par, and now Dan Forsman is alone in 2nd place, 3 shots behind this man, Bernhard Langer. And there is your leaderboard with the 1985 champion, 3 strokes ahead of Dan Forsman, and we go to 17.
There's our first look from the teen area. Right over the presidential tree there on the left. Ike's tree, they call it. Ooh, what was that? That was WorldCam. That one got me dizzy. I'm okay now. That's fine. It's perfect, though. It's right in the fairway. Oh, let's not do that one again. Ooh. And now let's go back to the 16th hole.
And the earnest debate between master and caddy. It's just incredible how this wind is swirling in this district. You will notice that the flag stick there, the flag is moving as if the wind is coming almost against the players, but actually it's very much from left to right. As it comes down from the 6th tee, which is situated behind and to the left of this green up on the escarpment. Being a sort of amphitheater here, there's no telling what the wind is doing between tee and green. And it has been a bear, this hole today. Not a single birdie has it yielded. 186 yards, Chip Beck. If it stays, and it has, that's one of the better ones. Dan Forsman at the 15th. Oh, great. Great. Lovely little pitch from 70 yards. And Dan, having slipped early on, has really got himself back into the picture. He got back to 4 under par, having started at 6, but now he's this man's closest challenger. Forsman at 7, Longer at 10. One of the best iron players ever to play the game in Europe. He's watching it carefully. Must be good. It is. An excellent shot by the German. As the shadows lengthen at this beautiful par 3. And now Longer will have that nice walk alongside the pond, and the folks from across the water will rise to him and give him his due. It's a beautiful scene. Those shadows are really deceptive, however. They make it even more difficult. Very low-key, phlegmatic German. Totally methodical. Golf is a war of attrition with Bernhard Langer. The courtesy of the people here is one of the things that makes it so outstanding. To 17.
29th Masters. Raymond Floyd from 130 yards away, probably a nice little 9-iron. Boy, he pulled that way back. I'm going to guess that was a wedge. And this was earlier Russ Cochran from 155 yards away, and he's absolutely in love with this shot. About the same position Raymond is. They're about 40 feet short. And let's go to the 18th.
And that, of course, Steve Elkington from the bunker.
Steve was 180 yards way left and hit it right, and what a fine bunker shot from there.
He'll have that left for par.
And remain now in 4th place. Tied with Lanny Watkins, Russ Cochran, and Jeff Maggott.
Back to 15.
Where Jeff Maggott is taking relief. There you see where he has taken relief from the sprint ahead, and back to the 18th.
There's Brad Faxon. 3rd shot, and that's excellent.
What a second shot. He was 185 yards, and he had to hit it 210. He was 25 paces past the flag. It exploded out of that flying line, caught in the gallery. That's as far over the green as you'll see a ball go.
16.
Chip Beck for his birdie. Alone in 3rd place at 5 under. Yes! Chip Beck gets to 6 under par. And that is the first birdie of the day. Back to the 15th and the 4th shot of Jeff Maggott. Oh, my word. Yesterday, Maggott made a magnificent eagle with a putt from off the green. But that's the difference a day makes. Tantalizing game. One day you've got it, the next it is gone. Now, a great opportunity for Dan Forsman to sneak a little closer to Bernhard Langer. This to get within 2. This for 8 under par. Yes. Dan Forsman, now the most serious rival of the hour to Bernhard Langer's dominance of the event. 218.
Steve Elkington. This is for par after a beautiful shot out of the bunker.
Straight in. Don't even fool around with it.
He didn't. 16.
Bernhard Langer's birdie bid. That was a little tentative. But that is such a dangerous putt downhill. It can finish 30 or 40 feet past the hole. Bernhard Langer, the 1985 champion, enjoys a 2-stroke advantage over Dan Forsman.
To everyone building a future in this era of challenge, uncertainty, and change, come in under the strength of our billions of dollars in assets. To everyone who's growing a business, raising a family, or looking forward to finally taking it easy, come in under the security of our 129 years of experience. To everyone facing the rising cost of quality health care, come in under the caring and compassion of one of America's largest managed health care networks. To each and every person in this country, the workers, retirees, and their families, come in where the spirit of America is found and her dreams protected. Come in under America's umbrella.
Well, Dan Forsman at one point in the round dropped all the way down to 4 under, and he certainly has picked up the pace. Now within 2 of Bernhard Langer. And there's the first page of the leaderboard. Greg Norman sits at 3 under, and we join Gary McCord out at 17.
Thanks, Jim. Let's hope Bernie is precise in his applying the club head to the ball, or he's going to hit one of the tee markers here at Augusta. Ike's tree on the left. All you try to do is beam this one up a little bit, get it up in the air. Bernie hits the ball fairly low, so he's going to be taking this high and trying to hook it. Pretty good looking swing, and he's going to get his tee. Absolutely perfect. See the other ball in the fairway there was chipped back. Let's go to 16.
Dan Forsman, who hoists the ball very high into the wind, which is strong at the moment, gusting from left to right.
Hang on.
And that has just airmailed everything. That's gone over the crowd. And that has gone into an area that is well trodden by the crowds, in a low-lying area where it's pretty slushy after the terrible weather we've had. To the 17th.
This was a 2-putt attempt from Raymond Floyd. Gingerly knocks that in the hole. Remains at -3. And let's go back to the 16th tee.
And Jeff Maggott, who had the lead going into this round and is now 6 behind the leader. But still swinging with commendable smoothness. That won't stay up. That'll draw back off the tier, but not too badly if it stays right there. Bernhard Langer by 2 from Dan Forsman, by 4 from Chip Beck, by 6 from Lanny Watkins, Cochran, Elkington, Maggott, and by 7 from Norman, Zeller, Faxon, and Floyd. And down to Jim Nance in the Butler cabin.
All right, Ben, and Greg, Langer as a front runner. Tell us about him.
I like his style in the front, Jim. As I said, he's very methodical. He won't make a bad decision. He stays in his own mindset, and nothing's going to pull him out of it. So he's got to be a tough front runner.
But you feel you can catch him?
Well, yeah, I do. I've always felt that if you give yourself a chance coming into Sunday, 64, 63, 65, anything around that number, you post it up there, and these guys looking at those red numbers keep going up, you got a chance.
I was going to ask you before about the pressure put on Greg Norman coming to the Masters with the expectations. How did you deal with it this year?
Well, Jim, I tried to low-key the whole deal, and I think that's probably what happened to me going into Thursday's round. I was probably too low-keyed about a deal, and instead of being pumped up, I like to show my emotions. I like to feel dizzy, I suppose.
This is part of your new 7-year plan, I take it, huh? New attitude?
Yeah, new attitude. I've focused again. I've got my game back to where I enjoy playing myself, and we'll go to 18 here and watch Lee Jansen.
That's his birdie putt. And that's a good putt. Things have sort of come unravel for him since first day. Back to the studio.
Well, I've mentioned it a few times, this 7-year plan, but you will not divulge what it is, will you?
I won't, Jim. It's something that I've always been a believer in. Keep your own personal goals within yourself, and when you do achieve them, I'll tell you. And it's just something that I've refocused my whole life towards golf again.
Do you plan on playing at the end of that 7-year stretch?
Oh, absolutely, Jim. I'm not going to stop playing at the age of 45. I just want to reevaluate my position at that time and go on to either keep playing golf the way Raymond Floyd's playing or go into another direction of business.
All right. Good luck tomorrow. Okay. I know you're thinking for a low number, thinking of low numbers right now. By the way, his last 3 final rounds at Augusta, 64, 67, 68. Out to you, Gary, at 17.
Bernhard Langer looking at about an 8-iron. He's going to pull back just about the same position that Raymond Floyd was a second ago. And even could have been a 9-iron. And there's Chip Beck from 130 yards away. I always like to watch Chip. The ball gets about halfway up in the air. And if it's going at the flag, he'll start kicking in his divot. Let's go to Dan Forsman, 16.
And that was fairly predictable. He was on some well-trodden ground there. And damp ground to boot. To 17.
Get the perfect club. Do what you want with it.
Looks like he's trying to put a hex on the ball, doesn't he? Okay, now watch his mannerisms here. If he's hit a good shot, he'll start toe dancing with the dirt here. He'll start kicking in his divot. 130 yards away. Probably a wedge. No, he's not kicking in his divot. Doesn't like it. Not bad. Pull back about 8-10 feet. Gets a little 1 and 5 from his caddy. Let's go to 18.
Ray Floyd looking up. The wind really is different up here than anywhere else. Stronger at the top of the hill.
It's 175, Pat, and when the ball is coming up this hill, you're getting it higher, and it's getting above the tree line, and that's when the wind starts doing tricks with it.
It's a pretty good look of approval for Raymond. But again, the wind played tricks. Bernhard Langer leading at -10. Forsman 2 behind, and Beck 2 more behind.
Cadillac has the answers important to you.
It's really slippery. Can you stop in time?
Don't you feel safer having it? Isn't it hard to pull out with all this traffic?
When you ask yourself what is important in a car, think of the questions you ask every day. Then think of the car with all the answers, the Cadillac DeVille, which also offers a financial answer, a $2,000 bonus direct from Cadillac. The Cadillac DeVille, changing the way you think about American automobiles. The all-new Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham is about to reveal why it is exceptional by design. As the most spacious car you can buy, it is designed for your comfort. And with dual airbags and safety belts that combine to help protect all 3 front seat passengers, it is also designed for your safety. Now with a $2,000 bonus direct from Cadillac, The Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
35-year-old German Bernhard Langer leading by 2. He has won 2 tournaments in this country, the last coming the week after his Masters victory in 1985. He followed it up here with a victory at Hilton Head the very next week. He has claimed over 30 titles around the world, now looking for a second green jacket. And I want to warn everybody that might be just tuning in at this time, we're staying on until the conclusion of the 3rd round because the 3rd round started a little bit late. They had to finish the 2nd round this morning for 10 golfers and then figure out the cut, get the pairings all figured out. And they had to start the 3rd round a little bit delayed. So we will stay on until the conclusion. And right now we send you out to Ben Wright at the 16th.
And believe it or not, this is a bogey putt for Dan Forsman. He's played 2 chips. Ooh, and that's no gimme either, my word. To 17.
On the way, Bernie's bid. Excellent putt there. Good read. Good distance control there. Wonderful. Nobody's gotten that putt within 3 or 4 feet. And let's go to the 16th hole. Ben, what happened out there?
Well, Dan chipped to this point. Now he's got a par chip, and it's his 3rd shot. And you'll just have to follow the ball. It just goes forever off that tier. And really, after 3 shots, he's about as far from the hole as he was after 1. And he has a very tough putt for a double bogey. This one is for the double bogey. And it is mightily swift. Good touch. So that is a double bogey, gets him back to 6 under par, to 17.
The dreaded cellophane bridge. Chip Beck could have vaulted right into 2nd place there. 4 shots behind his playing partner, Bernie Langer, and let's go to 18.
Russ Cochran from the bunker to the right of the green.
Cochran was 170 yards and just came over the top of it and put it in the bunker.
To 16.
Jeff Maggott's first putt was a serious misread that left him here. This is for par to remain at 4 under. Nicely done. But the leader after 2 rounds now 6 behind the leader of the tournament, Bernhard Langer, who has a 4-stroke advantage over Chip Beck and Dan Forsman. As we go to the 18th tee.
Chip Beck, 6 under, tied for 2nd.
You watch Chip Beck swing, Pat, and almost you see one, you've seen them all. Almost they all look alike. Very methodical. Chip's gonna as close to the block as he can. Gonna try to take it right off the corner of the bunker, take it left to right.
Good solid swing.
When you reach down to pick up your tee, you know you like it. Right in the middle. Perfect.
Ray Floyd right down beneath us.
I'll try to pitch it just on the fringe if he can. Whoop. When you get up around the gallery where they've been sitting, I mean, the grass is so swirly, you just can't get the club on the ball. And we've seen that so many times, of course. Ben said that at the 16th.
Langer back on the tee.
He's close to the blocker. You can get. And he picks up his tee, no problem. Took the bunker out of play, smart play.
That's a long walk up that hill at 18.
Unless you walk it, you don't know how steep that really is, all the way up there.
And watch them as they exit the tee. As they suddenly disappear, and then it's all back uphill again.
Raymond Floyd. Now, the whole field would putt this, but not Raymond Floyd.
And there they go. That roar of acclaim up by the green for one of the best ever at this.
Beck and Longer went out of sight off the tee. Raymond chips, and his ball goes out of sight. He was no more than a foot and a half off the green, and as I said, he loves to chip it from there, just like Lanny did.
So right now, here's the way the leaderboard looks. Longer at -10. Beck and Forsman tied at 6. This is Cochran.
Try to save par. That's got it.
Whoa, what a good putt.
At one time, Patty was 8 under par with 2 par 5s to play, 13 and 15, and played those in 3 over par. Then bogeyed 16 and a good save here, and finished at 4 under.
Round of 73 today for Russ Cochran.
Really had an up and down round. Birdied 7, 8, and 9. And then after he got through 12 at 8 under par, everything kind of fell apart.
You look back down the hill from behind the 18th at the Augusta National Golf Club. No place quite like it. Back there in good shape, both Chip Beck and the leader, Bernhard Langer.
Langer, who took the bunker out of play, Pat, left himself 185 yards to the hole. And you can see there how uphill it is. That even doesn't show how much uphill it is. That's a long way up there. I was impressed when Greg Norman was saying that, you know, of how methodical he is and how much he plays like that.
And one other thing that Greg said when he was asked, what do you think about it? He said, I think about a guy who'll never, never quit, never give up. See that flag stick and look at what has taken place here at 18. That those statistics for 17. Methodical, yes. Determined, certainly.
Started the day at 6 under. Got it to 10. Made a mistake at 13, making bogey, but got it right back at 14, but never took many chances. He just kind of played methodical and just let everything, and everybody seemed to get in close to him and then fall back right away. Dan Forsman got close 3 times today, but made a double bogey at 3 and a double bogey at the 16th. Bernhard now 185 yards, stronger left hand. Trying to put it to the right side a little bit, I think. And he
did that.
I've never seen so many balls airmail the green as they have today, Pat.
Well, the wind is...
It's right behind them.
Well, it sometimes is and sometimes it isn't. Very difficult to tell.
Plus, down the bottom there in that cove, you cannot feel the wind. I mean, you can see the trees moving up here, but down there, it's very calm.
Beck still hasn't decided.
Poor Gary has been pelted. They have moved all day long. They thought they had the best seats in the house. They're getting knocked out.
They certainly had the most dangerous seats in the house. 17.
Trying to find a seat right next to the hole is Dan Forsman after that double bogey on the last hole. He's 135 yards away. He'll probably loft just a nice high wedge. I'll tell you, that ended up about 10 feet away. Let's go to 18.
Watch out, Gary. Here comes another one. Oh, nice.
It bounced back down, as you can see, away from the gallery. It was headed that direction. Hit something and came back.
Hit a photographer there. He wasn't going to move, give up his seat. I'll take the hit.
Chip Beck in pursuit of Bernhard Langer, as is Dan Forsman and are the rest of the field.
For everyone working to provide safe haven and a better life for those they love, there is an independent traveler's agent there to help protect what you worked so hard to achieve. For everyone challenged by economic uncertainty, there is a traveler's agent there with a customized plan for your financial future. For everyone in America striving to safeguard a dream, there is a partner. Your independent traveler's agent. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
The Mercedes-Benz 300E claims to go from 0 to 60 in 8 seconds. The Lexus LS400 says 0 to 60 is a mere 7.9 seconds. And the BMW 535i publishes a top speed of over 140 miles per hour. But based on those numbers, the Seville STS with the North Star system blows them all away. The Seville STS by Cadillac.
And as we peruse through the first 3 pages of the leaderboard, that first page has only 2 players that have won major championships. Longer, the Masters in '85, and Lanny Watkins with a PGA championship back in the '70s. Page 2, Greg Norman after a 71. Ray Floyd at that figure. Fuzzy Zoeller not to be forgotten. John Daly finished 19th last year in his first Masters, so obviously well suited to the course, in contention again this year. Seve Ballesteros, -1. He has 16 golfers ahead of him. Mark Calcavecchia also at -1. Fred Couples defending was 2 over today. Started out with a bogey at the first and shot 74. Even par with Hinkie and Stewart, and Olaf Fabel, who was a runner-up here 2 years back. Mark O'Meara at +1 with Hale Irwin, who had it in red figures at one time. Jack Nicklaus had to complete his second round this morning. Came out to the 14th green and 3-putted for a bogey. Made another bogey at the 17th. Started the day -2 and then shot 76 here in the 3rd round. Keith Clearwater at +3. What a stretch he had yesterday. He was 6 under the final 11 holes to make the cut. And Davis loved the 3rd. Many felt this might be the year that Davis make a run at the Masters. With his length, you know he will one day. But back at the top, it's Bernhard Langer by 2 over, actually by 4. Forsman is back at 6 under par. So let's correct that. Langer's at 10, Forsman and Becker at 6 under, and we go out to the 18th.
Langer's dropped the ball twice, and as you can see, one of the officials pointed for him to place it. That's what he's done.
It's kind of a break there, Pat, being able to place a little bit there, because with the gallery there and the chairs and the seat canes, you got a lot of holes and undulations in there, so got a pretty good break there. But now again up here, you feel it get calm again. It's really been, the wind has been up and down.
And now he'll come out and have a look, and we go back to 17.
Jeff Maggart for a par. Just on the right edge. If he can hit it there, nope. Nope, he's fumbling and fussing now on this backside, and he drops to -3. 4 over par for the day. Got to tell yourself, it's a learning experience. He did it at PGA Championship. He's a heck of a good young player, and he's going to learn from these mistakes, and he will be very, very tough in the future. Well, he's gone to grad school now with seeing Maggart's putt. This is for 2nd place, Dan Forsman. Good, solid putter. He knows the line from this distance. These guys really like uphill putts right to left. I got him making this one. Dan Forsman for a birdie. And that putt stayed out to the right. Ooh, that is unfortunate. And Dan Forsman remains at -6. Still tied for 2nd place, and that is the last group of the day, and everyone will try to huddle around the 18th hole where these guys are going at it right now.
And Longer's been out on 3 trips to the green to take a look. His 3rd shot coming up. Dropped it twice, then placed it.
He's taken some time to play this shot, Pat. And he's been complimented all week long and all the time of how proficient he is at this type of shot. So we'll see what he can do. He's going to have to land it, hit it a little bit high. He's probably going to have to use a sand wedge, close it down a little bit, and try to bump it into just off the fringe, and then have the first bounce get onto the green. No. No.
Well, if research would have made you effective, he would have been closer than that.
He closed it down, but I think for that shot, I really believe that that's a shot that needs to get more loft and get it up in the air to land it as soft as it can and get rid of that little hump that's right in front there. That's what it hit and just knocked the ball dead. Now he's faced with a pretty good swift downhill putt.
Now Chip Beck will be next.
Now he'll give this a little bit of loft. This looks like a sand wedge. He'll take it just over the fringe. Like so. Ball kind of jumped left on him when it hit. It didn't take the spin.
And he's got a little work left. Let's see. That methodical preparation of Bernhard Langer. He has a 4-stroke lead at the moment.
A lot of players put the heat on a little bit, and then they kept dropping back, and Maggard just couldn't make the back 9 work. Cochran just, got it to 8 and then finished at 4 under with a great par at 18.
Ask him one time why he wore a watch when he played. Pretty good answer. He likes to know what time it is.
That is a pretty good answer. But I never cared about the time when I was playing. I just made sure I could find the 18th hole. I tell you, this is the longest. I tell you, from over the green to the time he had hit his little pitch and to the time he hit this putt, it's taken some time. Watch this. He is just, he freezes his shaft against his left arm, grabs it with his thumb, and everything stays intact. He moves his shoulders, and it moves the entire arm and club head. Well, he's going to make bogey and come back to the field just a little bit. Right now, he looks like he's, all being equal, will lead by 3 shots.
And you have to wonder, I suppose, what kind of an effect bogeyed 18 will have on his approach tomorrow. Probably none. Solid 69.
You think about the bogey that he makes here at 18, but then you have to go back, think about that nice little pitch he made at number 11.
Yeah. And now Beck.
This one here is not, if you're going to read anything into this, you've got to read it from inside the hole. If this gets outside the right side, it'll stay right there. This is to stay within 3 shots of longer. No, no, that was a quick stroke.
And look, coming back, almost as long, if not longer.
That stroke was very fast, that one. Looked like a shorter backswing, and then all of a sudden accelerated right through it and immediately went to the left. It's taken some time to play this 18th hole.
I'll tell you, you can't tell me I don't care how many times you've been here, how many times you've played here, that you don't feel some pressure.
If you don't feel any pressure, you're not in the tournament. You're in the gallery.
You wouldn't be here.
So Longer and Beck both make bogey. Beck now moves from second to third, 500, but 4 shots back of Bernhard Longer.
And that leaves 2 more to finish play. There's one, Dan Forsman, playing with Jeff Maggart.
Forsman, through 17 holes, has had it up and down. He's only had 7 pars. 2 double bogeys.
He's been in this bunker once before in this tournament. And getting it over the blip, getting over the edge, shouldn't be a problem for him as high as he hits it.
He can hit it high. That shot for him is a lot easier than low ball hitters. 170 yards, and I do believe he can get it all the way back there without a problem. Oh, hit it thin. That is unlike Dan Forsman.
Looked as if he started up with his head almost as soon as he made contact.
Trying to lift it up, he came right out of the swing, straightening his legs, which caught the ball thin. And that's one shot. If you want the ball to come up, you've got to stay down.
Jeff Maggart, second.
160 yards, right dead center of the fairway. Be the right club. Be the right club. Good shot.
So Bernhard Longer just finished at -9. Forsman at 6, playing the 18th. Chip Beck bogeyed the 18th at -5.
Cadillac has the answers important to you.
We can pass that truck, can't we?
Will we have to stop for gas?
I hardly felt the last bump, did you?
When you ask yourself what is important in a car, think of the questions you ask every day. Then think of the car with the answers important to you. The Cadillac DeVille, which also offers a financial answer. A $2,000 bonus direct from Cadillac. The Cadillac DeVille, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
To everyone worried about the rising cost of quality health care, come in under the caring and experience of one of America's largest managed healthcare networks. To everyone concerned about ensuring the future or having the security to reflect on the past, come in under assets $50 billion strong. Come in where America's dreams have been protected for 129 years. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
Now this is Dan Forsman's 3rd shot. Here's what happened to him.
He took it up. Now watch. As he comes down, he kind of just straightens up and lifts up a little bit, and it hits right in the bank there. Now he left himself 115 yards.
You like that one? You like that one?
And the one thing here, as much spin as he can put on the ball, he's got to get it past the hole, because anything short of it will spin right back down the hill. These greens are made to play firm.
Looks like it's going to be past the hole, okay?
Get up.
Get up. Come back.
You only get one wish.
Yeah, that's right. But he's going to have about a 15-footer to try to save par and make it only his 8th par, I think, of the round. If he doesn't, Longer's bogey will not mean anything, really, because everyone close to will make bogey also.
It just brings a few more people back in the pack with some higher hopes.
Yeah, if he had made his par here and Forsman makes a bogey, 5 shots with the talent of Bernhard Longer, it would be hard to catch, Pat. And the weather's supposed to be A little breezy tomorrow, but perfect.
But perfect, just like today, not as windy.
I enjoy watching the back nine when the wind blows. There's so many more decisions to make, you know, instead of being calm. It seems that everybody plays the same kind of shot. But as I was saying, that these greens, you know, when they're soft and you can fire at them, everybody that is connected here likes to see them firm. And I do. I think the golf course is made to play firm.
No place like it, that's for sure.
Well, Jeff Maggard at 3, and you know, can make this. He gets to 4, and it's, you know, and still not out of it 3.
Absolutely not.
If Greg Norman thinks that, you know, 64 or 5 can still win, I don't think there's anybody on that leaderboard that is not capable of shooting 64 or 5.
Certainly anybody in red figures. And as soon as these two finish, Jim Nance will be chatting with Bernhard Langer with the highlights of his round.
Down the hill a little bit from right to left. Move, 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 move. You got it. Big putt. At least you let him leave in a good frame of mind, even though he shot 75, Pat.
Finishes -4. And you were talking about up and down rounds. Look at Forsman and what he's done on the backside.
What, birdie, then bogeyed 12, didn't birdie 13, birdied 14, 15, then double bogeyed 16. Got a pretty good read from Maggott's putt there. He knows it'll move from right to left. He knows the speed because it's almost identical.
Now this is for par.
Amazing how quiet it gets. Nope. Nope. Left and short. He's got to be frustrated.
There have been highs and there have been some low points too. 16 and at 18. And let's go down to Jim Nance.
All right, Pat. And so here in Augusta, Georgia, after 3 rounds of Masters play, the leader is Bernhard Langer. And it's a 4-shot lead after the Forsman bogey at 18. You shot 69 today, which, by the way, was the low round of the day along with Craig Stadler. Did you have any feeling at all 69 today? You get to -9. You'd have this kind of a lead going into Sunday?
No, I never really looked much on the leaderboard. I just tried to do the best I can, play shot by shot, and I figured the scores wouldn't be very good. It played very tough out there with the wind.
Well, you birdied the 2nd hole, and then at 7, we're going to show you now a couple of the highlights of your round. Here's at 7. You knocked it in there close.
Yeah, I hit a 1-iron and a 9-iron to about 5 feet, I guess, 6 feet, and made that left to right putt.
And then at 8, I liked your reaction. Watch now the putt for birdie at the 8. This is about the point where you're starting to take the lead in this golf tournament.
I was surprised how much the ball backed up with my sand iron, and yeah, that was a good one right in the middle.
The good one, though, really, Bernhard, came on the 11th hole. Tell us about this.
Well, I hit my tee shot down the left side, which I usually try to do, and I hit a 5-iron to that point, and I thought I hit it just a touch too hard, but it went right in the middle. I guess it wouldn't have gone more than 5 feet by, but it looked like it was going fairly good, and I was happy to see it hit the flag.
Did it bring back memories of anyone else who played that hole?
Definitely. First thought came to my mind was Larry Mize.
Real quickly now, with the 4-shot lead, all of the experience you have, do you still feel a lot of pressure going into the last round of a major with a lead?
Oh, there's always pressure, I think. Whether you have a lead or whether you're a few behind, you always want to do well, you want to win. So I'll just try to have the same strategy as today.
All right, we wish you well. Going for your second green jacket tomorrow. Bernhard Langer has a 4-shot lead after a third round 69, and trailing at 5 under par, Dan Forsman and Chip Beck. But at this moment, through 3 rounds, Bernhard Langer's the story. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. Jim Nance saying so long from Augusta, Georgia.
The 1993 Masters Tournament has been sponsored by Cadillac, changing the way you think about American automobiles, and by The Travelers, the insurance strength and investment expertise 50% of the Fortune 500 have chosen. The Travelers, America's umbrella.
This is CBS.
The Apple Tree Golf Course, Central Washington's newest golfing experience. A scenic and challenging 18 holes offering golfers of all levels an opportunity to test their skills on a premier golf course. 5 separate tees on each hole, with water coming into play on 8 and surrounding the famous 17th hole, the signature Apple Island Green. Yakima's Apple Tree Golf Course, nominated for Best New Public Golf Course in America. So much to offer, so much to enjoy. Take a bite out of the apple today.
Looking for the widest selection of innovative wood and iron designs, plus the latest in high-tech shafts and grips, all custom built to your specifications? As a Dynacraft custom club maker, we take the time to individually fit and build golf clubs to your specific needs. Whether you're 6 or 60, male or female, a beginner or a scratch golfer, we have the right Dynacraft club for you. Call or stop by to see how Dynacraft golf clubs can help your game, because your game deserves the best.
You use thought and consideration when buying a car. It's just as important to use thought and consideration when buying your auto insurance. Talk to the independent agents at Argus Insurance. We'll show you how to reduce your insurance costs without cutting corners on protection and service, and how to qualify for discounts like accident-free driving, owning your home, and more. Get the most for your insurance dollar. Call the independent agents at Argus Insurance.
Let us go to